Okay, well, Jessica, welcome to Montreal. Two-time champion. How are you feeling ahead of making it a three-peat?
Feel pretty good. I just got here yesterday, so first kind of real good day of practice here, but excited to be back. You know, have had a lot of great memories between here and Toronto over the last few years. So, I mean, yeah, everyone's like, oh, three-peat. that's a long ways away. But yeah, I'm hoping that I can kind of find some magic here in Canada that I've been able to kind of summon over the last few years and hopefully play some good tennis.
Great. First question. Yep, come down here.
Just regarding that, just how do you feel with the coming from Washington, and after also how did you reset maybe after Wimbledon, the early exit there, preparing for the hard season?
Yeah, I mean, Wimbledon definitely didn't go the way that I wanted. I was very disappointed in that. But at the same time, you know, it's not a horrible thing to be home for 2.5 weeks before the hardcourt season. Have a good time to kind of clean up any injuries or anything that was bothering me, and then kind of focus on the new surface and getting used to it again and being home. So that was really nice. And DC, yeah, I mean, it was a really tough match. I was up in the third against Layla, but I mean, obviously she's clearly playing some good tennis, you know, in the finals today, and she's really tricky. And I played her a couple times last year, and every match I honestly felt like could have gone either way. So was trying not to be too upset about that match. I think it was a good first match to kind of really challenge myself, especially in the heat in DC. And you know, there's a lot of elements that day, but kind of just wanting to reset again here in Montreal, and hopefully you know, use what I've been working on the last few weeks and compete hard and you know, see what happens.
Next question. Yep, just to the side.
Hi, Jessica. This tournament is the first tournament on hard court for most players. What do you think has allowed you over the last few years to maybe get ahead of the curve and adjust maybe quicker than other players?
I think I'm just more comfortable on the hard a little bit. I think the courts are always a little bit quicker in Canada as well, which I think kind of suit my game when I'm playing well a little bit more. So maybe that's why I feel like I've been able to adjust maybe a little bit faster. I remember even last year for Toronto, I came straight from Paris on the clay, and you know, was able to adjust pretty quickly. So I mean, I think it's the surface I feel most comfortable on and most comfortable moving on as well. And I think those all just kind of always go into my favor, I feel like, when we start the swing.
We had a question just at the front.
Hi. 2 years ago, here in Montreal, it was a very kind of particular tournament from Cotton Eye Joe to the late finishing and the rain.
Yeah.
Is there anything that kind of stands out or just kind of blurs all in the background?
From that week? Yeah, that was a hectic week. The weather was nuts. Yeah, the Cotton Eye Joe thing was wild. I don't know. It feels like it was like just yesterday, to be honest. Like when I'm back here, it's like all the memories kind of come back. But yeah, I just remember the weather being kind of crazy, and there was a lot of long days, and everyone was kind of playing matches really late, and it was just a lot of drama, I feel like, in 1 week. Obviously, it'll be a little different this time because the tournament's a bit longer, so hopefully we kind of don't have any of that stuff happen, and we get, I think, you know, in turns, a better event, and maybe better from the players, not feeling like we're so rushed with the weather and having to cram the tournament in. But yeah, I mean, it was just a special week. I just remember kind of thinking, try not to get frustrated with all the elements and all these things that are going on, and just try and go out and win matches. And that's what I was kind of, you know, able to do.
And we had a question just behind.
Hi again. You were born just one day apart from Eugenie Bouchard, yet I don't think you've faced each other on the tour. I was just curious as to what's the relationship there and how much have you crossed paths over the years?
I think I'm a year older, right?
I think you're both
a year
94.
older, but yeah, our birthdays, because I know we always like text each other because we know that we're a day apart or whatever it is. But yeah, you know, Jeannie's, we share the same agent, so I've known her for such a long time, and I got to hang out with her a little bit in DC because she was doing some work there, and we did some sponsor stuff together. And she seems really content with being able to retire, I think, here. She just said my body just couldn't, she said it just wasn't worth it in the end with a lot of injuries. And but, you know, I think she's honestly kind of an iconic player for the tour. And what she was able to bring. And I've always really, honestly, really got along with her. And I thought she's always worked really, really hard. I don't know if we ever played against each other singles. Maybe
Tour, not on the WTA website.
I think in
there's
juniors
nothing.
once, like a long time ago. But we played doubles quite a bit actually, and we always did pretty well. So I always enjoyed playing with her, and I know it's going to be kind of an emotional week for her a little bit. So I hope she kind of enjoys it and enjoys the amazing career that she's been able to have. And I know she has a lot of, she said, friends and family here. So I'm sure it'll be a special week for her.
If I may, she was just out there training, and there were a lot of people watching her, and there's always this attraction around her. Can you pinpoint what is it that makes people attracted to her and keep following her, even though she hasn't played that much over the last few years?
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like she really put Canadian tennis like on the map a little bit with how well she did when she was younger, doing well in juniors, and then obviously doing well making the finals of Wimbledon. And I feel like tennis has gotten really big here, and I think she's one of the reasons why. And I think she kind of, I don't know, helped Tennis Canada kind of grow and get a lot more players playing, and now they have a really good crop of players on the men and women's side. So I think that's probably part of it. And I think she's a fun personality. She's outgoing on socials and whenever she was playing, and I think competed really hard and always spoke her mind and believed in what she believed and how she wanted to do things. And I think people are always drawn to someone like that.
And just in the red top.
Hi, Jessica. You touched on it earlier, the rocky finish of 2 years ago, and obviously the weather. This is obviously the first year that in Canada we're going to have the expanded draw. Same thing for Cincinnati, kind of like Indian Wells, Miami. Like, is that something that, especially for WTA 1000s, that you have come to appreciate, like the bigger draws, the longer tournament, having like days in between matches, not playing every day? That's something that you personally like, or something that you appreciate?
I kind of like the smaller. I kind of like when it's quicker. I feel like you can just kind of go and like get it over with. I feel like sometimes when they're really long, it can seem really long, especially leading up to a slam. But I'm interested. I think this format's a little bit different. It's not quite 2 weeks for each tournament, right? It's like 21 days and
Pushed together, yeah.
pushed together within 21 days. So I think it's a little bit of a hybrid between what we've seen where like Madrid and Rome or Indian Wells, Miami, and then obviously longer though than just having 1 week to finish everything. So I'm honestly just more interested to see how it kind of turns out and how it feels for the players and for the fans as well, because I think it's kind of like meeting in the middle a little bit. I'm not a fan of when they're like 2 weeks long. It's just it can get really tough. I feel like slams are 2 weeks, and so now turning everything almost like into a slam is really mentally draining. So I'm hoping that these two events feel like a good kind of middle ground, I guess I could say. So I'm not sure. It's the first time we've done it, and I think we're all going to have to get used to it, but I guess we'll see how it goes.
Last question, anyone? Nope. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.